Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the Bitcoin price right now, heading into the weekend where the cryptocurrency market's the most manipulated. Today, equity markets sold off, one of the worst days of the year. The Dow Jones down 1,000 points. Let's talk about what's happening to the chart, Snipers, because just realize this, on the daily chart, we do have a bullish divergence right now with the RSI. Just notice how we are forming these higher lows while price action is forming lower lows. Could we say that during this weekend, Bitcoin might have the opportunity to test 42,000 again? Well, I think it's on the table, but we just have to realize this. Puzzle pieces outside of Bitcoin right now. The DXY is a bearish puzzle piece, breaking major resistance to close of the week. The S&P 500, a bearish puzzle piece with an extremely bearish weekly candle close. And then we look at what's happening to the Euro to USD pairing, our leading indicator for the DXY, also bearish puzzle piece, breaking down below major support. And then lastly, another bearish puzzle piece to close the week, the VIX, with an extremely bullish weekly candle indicating it wants to see further upside into this next week. You can see on the daily close, we had a bullish continuation candle. So 4 bearish puzzle pieces, only 1 bullish puzzle piece so far. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart still holding strong. If this turns into a bearish puzzle piece, it would breach below the monthly open. I would let you guys know at 72,000 Satoshis. It is the only bullish puzzle piece right now on the table. I want you all to be aware of that, because also remember this, where Bitcoin is sitting at right now, the 600-day moving average at 39,700. It's not a coincidence. The weekly open was also at this exact level. Anytime Bitcoin has really stayed below the 600-day moving average over the last 8 years, it has been during a capitulation. Just notice how we've maintained price action above this level, and the only time we've come below it for a prolonged period of time was in March of 2020 with a major capitulation candle below it. And then in 2018, we also saw a major capitulation below the 600-day moving average. And so what does that tell us about Bitcoin's price right now? Well, it's really flirting with a sensitive area, that's for one. And if it does see downside, we have to keep it simple, Snipers. The range that we're in has a support of 38,000 right now and a resistance of 42,000. Any sideways price action inside of this range is garden variety market behavior. As a matter of fact, when the S&P 500 continued to sell off today, Bitcoin decided to decouple away and it held itself strong to this weekly open. Just notice how if Bitcoin were to follow the S&P 500 today, it would have sold off much and below its weekly open, but it didn't. So Bitcoin's still the stronger asset. The fundamentals on-chain analytics are still very strong, but the point is equity markets are affecting the cryptocurrency market, and we cannot control that factor. And so with that being said, the charts are black and white. That's what we focus on. If we see any downside this weekend, we have to put 35,000 on the table. It's the most manipulated time in the cryptocurrency market. And that is an area of interest, because if we come down to 34,788, like we've done twice already, we could reverse right back around and form another higher low and still be in a bullish flag to eventually see further upside. But of course, breaking 35,000 opens the door to no man's land. And so what I would expect is, with any scenario, if we're actually going to be seeing Bitcoin come down to no man's land, first we will pit stop at 34,788 instead of just immediately returning back above 38,000 like we've done twice already. The bearish scenario is that we have a cup of coffee at 35,000. That would be an indicator that no man's land is on the table. But until then, we have to stay bullish and realize that we're still in the stronger asset. At some point or another, the S&P 500 will stop selling off. The equity markets will start to calm down. The VIX will calm down, and all of this will be past us. And Bitcoin is still down 40% from its all-time high. It is still at a discount. It has not completed its bull cycle. And in my opinion, we have a $150,000 to $200,000 target for Bitcoin inside of this cycle. Even if we come down further, we are still in a macro bullish trend. Always keep that in mind, Snipers. And with that, it's going to be an interesting weekend. I'll keep you guys updated. Those were the things I found were most important for today's charts. The VIX and S&P 500, they're telling us that there's more volatility to come to the downside. And then the Euro to USD and DXY, 4 bearish puzzle pieces versus 1 bullish puzzle piece. We have to counter odds into this weekend. And with that, thank you all for tuning in to the Friday update. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see what happens. And until next time, snipers.